Hello, welcome back to the show. It has been a long time. It has been ages. It's been years. It's been months. It's actually been 3 weeks. But we're back here talking about the greatest sport in the world. Of course, that is the AFL. And what a way to what a week to come back because it's gather round, guys. Fuck yeah. Who doesn't love gather round? Who doesn't love paying 4 times as much to fly from Melbourne to Adelaide just because it's gather round? I tell you, it probably cost me. Well, I don't know now, but like it probably cost like $50 to go to Adelaide any other week besides this week. This week it's like $600-700 probably, and I'm just taking it out of my ass right now. But I reckon it's close to that. It's close to that. A shitty fucking hotel that's actually a motel. Let's call it a motel. A motel, a shitty motel infested with bugs, bed bugs, fucking all kinds of walks of life coming out of there. Probably charges you probably $80 normally a night. It'll set you back $300-400 a night. But you'll do it. Because let's gather around, guys. Let's gather round. Get it? I think that's what they actually called it. That's just occurred to me. Well, they're smart at the AFL HQ. They are really smart. They've got every single they've just pinpointed every what's the word metric that they could for this round. They've just pinpointed them all, and you gotta love it. They're doing a great job at AFL HQ. I couldn't say enough good things about AFL HQ. Now, my quick take from the last couple of weeks of footy, because I'm not going to lie to you guys, I have been watching. I haven't been watching as much as I should. It has been a bit of a crazy time at the moment, but I have been watching. And what I have noticed is something that anyone could ever notice, and that is it is offense above all else now. It doesn't matter how good your defense is. If you have no offense, you're cooked. It's simple as that. And it all matters about work rate now. It's always mattered about work rate. Work rate has defined so many clubs in the past, but I think none other than this year, work rate is probably the most important thing in AFL. The fit teams are going to win a lot of games. You see Essendon. Don't be getting me started on Essendon because fucking we could be here for hours. But they are the most unfit, undisciplined, don't work hard enough team in the AFL, and they are the worst team in the AFL. I don't want to hear about Richmond. Essendon are the worst team in the AFL by a country mile at the moment. Yes, they had a good crack against Western Bulldogs, but let's get real. The doggies probably just didn't give a fuck, and they tried some new things here and there, and it honestly, it doesn't really matter. But anyway, that's my kind of take for the last couple of weeks of footy. I know you've been dying to hear that. I know you've been absolutely fucking clamoring at my hot take, not my hot take, but my analysis, my expert analysis. The umpiring has been probably the worst it has ever been, and I know we say that every single year, but my God, the umpiring this year, it couldn't get worse. I just think it's just too much is just going, like, umpires getting too involved now. They're getting too involved now. I don't remember what game it was last week, but I swear there was a game last week, and I think it was actually North Melbourne and Carlton. There was so many fucking free kicks. It was ref ball. It was proper ref ball. And my God, I'd love to talk about that North Melbourne Carlton game. I really fucking would. But we're gonna skip over it because everyone's talked about it. Everyone's beat that fucking dead horse to a fucking pulp now. So let's just look forward. We're looking forward now. I'm going to be better with my schedule. I'm going to give the few people that actually listen proper content and consistent content. I can't even get that out straight. I will try my best. And you know what? I will try my absolute best, and I will definitely get a lot better at that. But let's just get down to it because it's gather round. It's gather round. Let's gather round for gather round with your boy. And let's start with the game of the year, I think. You're going to hear me say that a lot this year, but this time I really, really mean it. This is the game of the year. It's Adelaide, it's Carlton, it's live, it's free, it's on Channel 7 and KO and Foxtel. But this is the game. This is the game where it all comes to a head, because this could be the worst showing of Carlton's very, very long tenured history, because this has just got the ingredients to implode. It's got every single facet of this game has just the makings of a Carlton demolition. More, I don't know what could be a destruction, demolition. I don't know what's worse, but whatever's worse, that's what's going to happen. Okay, number one, Adelaide. They've just come off. Honestly, I'm going to say this: Fremantle are a good team. Don't get me wrong. An embarrassing loss, because whenever you lose in Adelaide, I think it's embarrassing because your fans are never happy. No one's ever happy. It always doesn't look good. Okay? So you lose to Fremantle in Adelaide by 2 points and you're getting cooked the whole game, and then you come back and you almost win, but you can't do it. Right? That's a tough way to lose. You get cooked all game, you come back and you still lose. That's a really, really hard way to lose, and your fans fucking hate you. Okay. That's one facet of it. Second facet of it, it's gather round. If Adelaide don't smash a team in gather round, then they look silly. They look absolutely silly. This round was made for them. Not even Port Adelaide. It was made for Adelaide. It was made for the Crom. Okay? So if you don't fucking pump a team, right, you look stupid. Okay? The third facet, I swear to God, I haven't seen an Adelaide versus Carlton game in Adelaide where Carlton don't get fucking destroyed by 50 points. I don't know. I've got a very short memory, but I can think of the last 2-3 times where Carlton have just gone fucking rolled by Adelaide, okay? And it has been gather round too. Okay. What are you up to now? Number 4. All right, number 4. This is where it gets good. Jacob Weitering's not playing. That's that, and everything I said before was honestly a waste of time, because this is the biggest thing ever. Because without Jacob Weitering, this team cannot do a single thing right on defense. They cannot do anything right defensively. I don't know who the fuck is going to line up on any of Adelaide's forwards, honestly. I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you. I mean, I could tell you, but you're not going to like it, Carlton fans, because you're going to have Lewis Young on either Thrillthorpe, Tex Walker, and then you've got your Neil Bullens who come in, and your Ben Keys and your Rankins and your all those people that come in and they cause havoc down there. You've got oh my God, I've gone blank here. I just said his name. What am I doing? Lewis Young. My God, sorry guys. I went blank. You got Lewis Young. You've got Mitch McGovern. You've got Nick Newman, and you've got Lockie Cowan, and you've got, Florent Boyd. Doesn't really matter. But you got Lewis Young. That's your key defender. Now you're gonna have to bring back some rookie, some child to man up on two fucking behemoths like Taylor Walker and Thrillthorpe, and it's just a recipe for disaster. It is just an absolute recipe for disaster. So you got no Weitering, okay? No Weitering. So that's 60% of your team gone already, okay? You got Michael Voss just dodging bullets left, right, and center. Left, right, and center during press conferences, during just talks with his family, like anything, any chance anyone gets, they'll stop Michael Voss and they'll ask him about his future at Carlton. And he'll always come up with an answer, or he'll say, We're up for the fight. Yes, we're struggling, but we're focused. We're going to get on with the task at hand, and we're going to be better this week. And I've got got the boys ready, and they know what's at stake. And it starts from me, it starts from the top, and blah 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 blah. This is the week it happens, guys. So the facet number 6. Are we up to number 6 now? Because I've lost count now, guys. I think you have too. But anyway, the last thing that I really want to say about this game is at the start of the year, I said that Michael Voss, he would not last 5 rounds. This is before any ball was thrown up. I said he will not last till round 5. I reckon I said this on one of my videos too. He will not last till round 5. I was so close. I thought I was right. Last week, Good Friday, I thought, well, that you couldn't get any lower than this. It couldn't get any worse. It couldn't get any worse. You've got to sack him. Honestly, I know it's not his fault, and people are coming out saying, "Oh, it's not his fault." Well, it's not his fault, but it is kind of his fault because he is the boss, right? He sets the culture. He, in conjunction with the leadership group, your Paddy Cripps and all that, and your Weederings and whatever, they set the culture. The culture there is obviously no good. Anyone can tell you that. Anyone who doesn't even know anything about footy can tell you the culture at Carlton is fucked. Beyond fucked, it is cooked, right? As the boss, you're leading all this. This is your fault. I'm sorry, it is your fault. It's not your fault because you're not trying hard enough. It's your fault because you're responsible for the culture. I haven't played AFL footy, right? So I understand all these other AFL people are saying it's not his fault, blah, blah, blah. But I know, I don't know, I know sports. I know typically in sports, when the culture's no good, it starts from the top, right? And you don't need to play footy to understand that. When the culture's not good, the people who are on the top, who lead the whole team, who lead the boys out every day at training, at the games, everything, it starts from them. And if they can see that the culture's no good, right, then they need to be the ones that are changing it. If they can't change it, then they're no good for the job. It's simple as that. And, a lot of teams are having that issue right now. But Carlton's is so obvious because they're good. And then you can just see like a team like Melbourne, like they get a couple goals and they drop their heads and they can sense it. A team like any team in any sport, they can sense when the momentum's shifting. And I know people think that momentum doesn't exist, but my God, if you watch a Carlton game, you can see full well that momentum definitely exists because you can see the life and the energy zapped out of Carlton as soon as a couple of goals don't go their way. And you can see it, like they're just flat. They are flat. So anyway, I could go on about Carlton for days, but I'm not even a Carlton supporter, guys, right? But it's so obvious that they're just not, the culture is beyond fucked at Carlton. And it's not just Carlton. But anyway, I'm going to move on. My tip here is I'm going to say Adelaide by, honestly, 50 points. And that's such a round number because it should be 50 plus. Honestly, it should be 50 plus. I'd probably say Adelaide by. I'm going to go 50 because I tell you what, I give Carlton so many chances, and I think this is like I think that they're not going to get pumped. I think they're not going to get pumped. Like I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to really try, but I said this for the last month. I reckon they're going to really try, but obviously Adelaide's just not going to be. They're just going to be too good for them. Anyway, let's just move on because we could go on for ages. Let's get on to something a little bit more, I think, interesting in terms of actual like team matchups. Collingwood versus Fremantle. Now, Collingwood are a team that I can't put my finger on. No one can put their finger on because currently we don't really know the status of Nick Dacos. Like, is he playing? What's actually wrong with Nick Dacos? What happened last week? What happened last week to Nick Dacos? People are saying he's a certain start. People are saying Pendles is going to play. Does it really matter? Like Pendles, I get it. Like he's just the presence of Pendles and he's still good. But my God, he's old. My God, he looks like they're just, yeah, he just doesn't look the part anymore. Pendles, unfortunately. Like, you can see that he can do it still, but his body is just telling him, brother, it's time. Now, I want to just circle back to Nick Dacos, because what happened last week? You make the trip to Brisbane, you're all good. There's no late outs, right? There's not even a late out. There's a late out at the very death. Nick Dacos not playing. Now, you got to have some crazy problem to not be a late out, to be a late out. To be honest with you, he was never playing. There was something wrong, and they were trying to, I don't know, I guess throw Brisbane off guard or something. I don't know, but it obviously didn't work because they got fucking wrecked. But if Nick Dacos plays, this will obviously be a much better game than what it really will be. I hate watching Fremantle play. I still don't like watching Fremantle play, to be honest with you. They're just such a boring team to watch. Their play style, the players are great. Like, they've got guns all over the park, but I just don't enjoy watching Fremantle play footy. They're a good team. I just don't believe in them, and I don't like watching them play. So that's why I'm not gonna. There's nothing really for me to say about Fremantle, because I don't care, guys. I don't care. Luke Jackson's great. Caleb Sorong's great. You know, Patrick Voss. Wow, what a fucking superstar he is. Oh, big kahuna. Josh Tracy, what a freak. I don't care. Shai Bolton, I don't care. I don't care. They're a solid team, but they're boring. I think if Nick Dacos plays and you've got Pendles in, yeah, there's no Darcy Moore. Yeah, I don't know. I still kind of think Collingwood's going to win because they're just silly like that. Like, they'll just win. Just like Fremantle will just lose this game for no fucking reason at all, just because they can. And I just got a weird feeling that Collingwood's going to win. I think Collingwood win by like 10 points. But that all solely depends on Nick Dacos, because, my God, without Nick Dacos, we all knew they were fucked. But last week was a disaster without Nick Dacos, an absolute disaster. So I think that Fremantle just lose the game because they want to and just because they can, because they've got free will to lose, and Collingwood win by 10 points. I'm going to say 10 points. Now, let's just keep going. I'm going to roll through these, smash them out. Fuck it, who gives a fuck? North Melbourne versus Brisbane at Barossa Park. Now, this changes everything. Because it's at Barossa Park, you know, my analytics people out there know that North Melbourne play incredible at Barossa Park. They've got great numbers, and they've actually got a ground at Arden Street, near Arden Street. I've been there, actually, that replicates exactly what Barossa Park conditions are. Like, exactly. So this favours North Melbourne so well. Incredibly well. Brisbane's going to win by probably 80 points, I reckon. I don't think North Melbourne will get close to Brisbane in this game, especially if Brisbane's full firing with their whole team back, which I think they will be. There's no chance that Brisbane has any semblance of a game with North Melbourne. Like, they should really just squash North Melbourne. It's not even. I don't think it's going to be close. I think the distance between Brisbane and North Melbourne, currently I'm looking at sports bet. Sue me. $5.10 North Melbourne. To me, it should be more like $8, because I get it. It's Barossa Park, and it's a bit of a variable. But I think Brisbane should fucking destroy them. Brisbane looked great last week. If they can kind of, I guess, play like that every week, then they'll win the premiership again, which I think they still will. I think they still will win the premiership again. But Brisbane, that kind of team where it's like, well, what Brisbane are you going to get? When they're on a roll, when they're hot, they're fucking hot and they can't be touched. But geez, when they're shit, they're pretty ordinary. I know that's a very cliche thing to say. It's a very obvious thing to say, but a team like Brisbane, they're so like everywhere, up, down, everywhere. Like, it's crazy. So I think Brisbane win comfortably. There's not real much analysis I can give about this game. I think North Melbourne are playing a lot better than I thought they would, to be honest with you. I do think they'll make a little bit of a game out of it, but I think Brisbane should really squash them and just cement their place. It's like, no, we're back. We're here. we're not fucking around anymore with these fucking little pipsqueaks like North Melbourne. We're gonna really put these guys away. Okay, so Barossa Park. You wouldn't read about it, mate. You wouldn't read about it. I'll see you there at Barossa Park. And now we've got the classic gather round fixture, which is Essendon vs Melbourne. And I don't know what compels the AFL to always do Essendon vs Melbourne in gather round. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't know. It's such a weird, like, teams to have always in gather round. Like, it just, I swear it's happened the last like 3-4 years. Like, out of the last 4 years, I think this has been the third year that it's been Essendon vs Melbourne gather round. I don't know if there's any other teams like that. Obviously, I do know because the guys, I am an Essendon supporter. All right, okay, I am, unfortunately, and I notice these things, and I think this is a weird fixture. I have heard whispers at the what's it called, the hangar. I've heard whispers at the hangar that they have a ground that also replicates the Adelaide Oval there, and that's why they play so well at the Adelaide Oval. And they try and really replicate it. They grab some bogans from down the street to become, to play the part of common Adelaideans, as they're commonly known by, and just play the part really, and throw stuff at them, throw bottles, throw pennies, throw whatever, batteries, and just try to really get in the boys' heads, and try and become a bit better at Adelaide. And that was very obvious during the Essendon vs Port Adelaide game, because we played probably one of the worst brands of footy I think I've ever seen Essendon play. It lacked so much on every aspect of a actual sports team, not even an AFL team, just a sports team in general. So let's just not talk about that. Let's talk about the actual game. I get fucking sidetracked. Melbourne should win 20, 30 points, I think. I don't think they'll blow us away. I think they'll beat us. They'll definitely beat us, and they'll beat the brakes off us. I tell you, like, they're trying to, they try this fucking team. They try and suck you in. They try and suck you in. Let me tell you, to all my Essendon supporters out there, they try their best to suck us in, but I don't think we're having it anymore. Like, we're not sucked in anymore. Yeah, we had a bit of a crack against Western Bulldogs, but that's all smoke and mirrors, guys. That meant nothing. We are still shit. Our culture is just as bad as Carlton, if not worse, because it is just a fucking disaster. When all the legends come out and say, what the fuck's going on with the club, that's when you know it's fucked. And it hasn't been the first time. Like, I think this was happening last year and the year before and the year before and the year before. Like, it happens every year. Matthew Lloyd comes out. He tells the truth. Essendon hate it. James Hird, same thing. Everyone, same thing. Anyway, again, I could go on about Essendon for a long time, boys, but I'm going to stop there. Say Melbourne's going to beat us. Melbourne are a great team. I love the way they play footy. To me, Melbourne, they are my favorite. Besides them and Sydney, probably. And the Doggies. I love watching Melbourne play footy, man. You can tell, like, they're free. Like, they're free from, like, Goodwin, and they're free from, like, they do shit with Track and Clary and all that. They're like, fuck this. And Stephen May, they're like, you know what, we're just going to we don't give a fuck. We're a new team, new coach, new outlook. Like, let's just fucking get it. And Max Gawn looks like he's turned back the clock. He's been in a cryogenic chamber for the past 6 months before the season started. He looks like a new man. He looks like he's back. He's going to play another 10 years and be All-Australian every single year. So, Melbourne look great. I hope they make the finals. They deserve to make the finals. They deserve to get back into the dance and have a real crack, because they're playing great footy at the moment. And another team that's playing great footy at the moment is Sydney, who take on Gold Coast. Now, this one here is a bit surprising to me, because I don't know why people think that Gold Coast are close to Sydney at the moment, because they're not. I don't think they are, especially if it's not in Gold Coast. If it's in Norwood Oval, it's $1.83 to $1.99. Am I not? Am I not seeing something right? Do Gold Coast play good at Norwood Oval? Is that what's happening here? Because I don't see it. I don't see it, guys. And let me know in the comments if I'm just retarded. But to me, Sydney should pump. They should handle Gold Coast comfortably. I think. I don't think Track's coming back. You've got Matt Rao who's still playing with some problem with his finger or hand. Like, it's no good. He's you can see it's still bothering him. I just don't think that Gold Coast are close to Sydney, especially away from Gold Coast. Like, come on, get out. Sydney are great. Like, Sydney, when they're on, like I said about Brisbane before, like when Brisbane's on, they're on. When Sydney are on, they are almost as unbeatable as Brisbane. Oh, probably the same. They are just as unbeatable as Brisbane. They will roll you. They will steamroll you. They play quick, fast, energetic footy. They literally steamroll you. So to me, Gold Coast aren't close to Sydney, especially at Norwood Oval. I don't think Gold Coast have it. I wouldn't say they don't have a chance, but I don't think it's gonna end well for Gold Coast. I think Sydney will probably win by about. I honestly think about 50 points because it's at Norwood and I don't get why people think Gold Coast are going to get close here. I must not know something. That's always a thing. I must not know. I'm just dumb. Anyway, we are, speaking of steamrolling, I'm fucking just steamrolling through these games because we've got a great game. What could have been a greater game, but still a really good game, I think, is Hawthorn versus the Doggies. Now, the Doggies have a couple of key injuries. You got Tim English, you got Mr. Ed Richards himself. They're not playing. I think you bring back all those key players, and this is a 50-50 game. This is a 50-50 game. Tim English adds. Tim English is one. I'm not gonna say. Well, he's obviously one of the best rucks in the AFL. He's probably 1A, I reckon, with Gawn. Grundy's up there now too. Look, he's obviously definitely top 3 ruckman in the AFL. Obviously, yeah, I think so. Top 3 ruckman in the AFL. With Jackson, here we go. Now I'm fucking. Anyway, he's arguably top 3, arguably top 2 ruckman in the AFL. I think Tim English. He's a great ruckman, great player, all round player. He pushes. He's great fitness, great skills. He's very, very key to the Doggies, I think. Ed Rich is the same. Like a freak, absolute freak of a player. Again, pushes, great skills, great composure, great fitness. Like, he's a great player. So, obviously, no English, no Richards. That's a big loss, especially against a team like Hawthorn, who are pretty much playing at full tilt right now. Like, you had Gunston had some injury scare last week, but they pretty much got their full team in. Hawthorn, they're pretty much running at full tilt. They're rolling after that big win they had at Easter Monday against Geelong, which is a fucking cracker game. And this is going to be a good game. Doggies always don't match up well against Hawthorn, though, to be honest with you. That's always a bit of a weakness. There's something about the Hawthorn's game where it just doesn't line up with the old Doggies. I think this Doggies team is very different to the Doggies of before. They just look... Bont just looks just incredible this year. If he doesn't win the Brownlow this year, I just don't know what. I don't know how he can't, because he's just rolling, looking incredible. There's no one close to the Bont at the moment. He is just killing it. So, yeah, Hawthorn win. I think they'll probably win by 20 points, because I just think that the Doggies, too many key players are out. Too many. I just think they don't match up well either. And, again, too many key players are out. They don't match up well. I've just pretty much repeated what I just said, but those are 2 big factors that, you're not going to win. I'm sorry, the Doggies aren't going to win. I hope they do. Honestly, I hope they do, because I love the Doggies. I love watching them win, but I don't think they will win that game. Geelong, West Coast now at Norwood again. This one here is again, like, Jesus Christ, we're just really scraping the bottom of the barrel. I think what I'm going to do next time around is I'm going to start with the good games and then end with the shit ones because there's nothing to say here. What do you mean to say here? West Coast play. You know what? I've got some stuff to say about West Coast, actually. West Coast, I think, next year will make the top 10, top 8, I reckon. You can see where the club's heading. You can see that they've got players, and you can see, like, okay, they've got some kind of semblance of a system and some kind of semblance of a culture at West Coast. I think they're coming back. They're coming back to haunt us again. I think West Coast. They've got some great young players. You know, you got your Harley Reeds, you got your fucking Willem Dersmers, you've got your what's the guy's name, Shanahan's, and you know they've got great play. Lindsay, you know they've got some. I think they've got some good young players at West Coast. They're starting to put the pieces together there. So I think this year's probably not the year, but I think next year they're definitely going to come out and they're going to shock some people. They might even get a couple of free agents, a couple of trades, who knows. But I think West Coast will be back next year. They're heading in the right direction. This game, however, they will be heading in the wrong direction because Geelong will probably kill West Coast in this game because they would be pissed off that they lost against Hawthorn. They would be furious. They had it won. And they gave up a quick, easy shit goal and scores a level. Gave up a quick shit behind. They're up by 1 point, Hawthorn, and then they lost. They would be livid with themselves. So they should stomp out West Coast comfortably. I don't think a lot of these games are going to be close this year. This round, excuse me. So 30 points. Oh, that's actually pretty low. What am I saying? I reckon it's be like 40 points. 40. It can't be that many games that get pumped. But I think 40 points. 40 points, yeah. And that's pretty much it. I think West Coast are great. I think West Coast are heading in the right direction, which is what I thought about Richmond last year, and I'm not seeing it this year. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing what the plan is with Richmond at the moment. Like, not that I'm not seeing what the plan is. I thought they'd be better. I think we all thought they'd be better. Like, last year they came to play every week. I don't know if they've bad poor matchups. I don't know if they've just there's some other underlying issues at Richmond, but I thought they would be a lot better than what they are right now. I didn't think they'd be winless, to be honest. I thought they'd, scrape one win against any of the teams, but they're at the bottom of the ladder. Really, I think Essendon are worse than Richmond, but I don't know. Richmond have disappointed me this year. I thought they'd be really good. But they're versing a team in GWS where this is the game where Richmond can definitely win this game. This is very winnable for Richmond. I think GWS are ripe for the picking here. GWS do travel well. They always travel well. Wherever they go, they will play good footy. Don't get me wrong. But I think that they're still they're just missing their guns. They're missing their stars at the moment. And it shows. It really does show. Once GWS are healthy again, I think it'll be a different story, but it's hard when you're not playing with your guns. So I think GWS will still win. They'll scratch it out, but Richmond should be really close. I think 8 points. Honestly, I think Richmond will push GWS very hard in this game, very very hard. Now we're gonna get to the last game here, which I think is quite intriguing. Honestly, I think probably the most intriguing game of the round in terms of, well, just two teams that you just don't know what you're getting every week. And Port Adelaide versus St Kilda. Now, currently Port Adelaide is not the favourite to win, which is surprising. St Kilda have been playing a lot better lately. Don't get me wrong; they do travel not bad too. I think. I think they've had a couple of away wins this year, but I don't know what team I'm getting, what Port Adelaide team I'm getting, what St Kilda team I'm getting. It's all well and good to roll past Richmond, you know, last week. You know, Richmond. Like, what do you? There's nothing really to say about that game. You should win that game. You know, it's not very impressive that you did win that game. So yeah, I don't know. And St Kilda, I mean, their last game was Brisbane, and they got it wasn't pretty. You know, they lost by about, what was it, 30 odd points, something like that. Yeah, I think that this is going to be a bit of a game where whichever team loses, you'll know who they actually are, if that makes sense. Because you don't know who these teams are yet. If Port Adelaide lose this game, you know that they're still fucking shithouse. If St Kilda lose this game, you know that they're still fucking shithouse. This is the grading stick for me. This is the one where it's lose and no one still no one cares and still no one believes in you. It's win and well, maybe top 10's on the cards for you. Maybe. But these two teams scream to me like 10th, 9th finishing teams. So at the end of the day, it's not going to matter because even if you do finish 10th or 9th, you're not going to do anything in the finals. But that's just the gather round for you. What a slate we've got. What a great slate of games we've got here. And you know, I think it's going to be a great gather round, probably the best gather round ever, I'd say. Just in terms of just sheer quality of games. You've just got banger after banger after banger, None of these games I said, probably 5 of these games I said are going to go above 40 points in margin, so that's always great to watch. And yeah, so comment below. I don't know, comment something. Comment what you think's going to happen this gather round, because I know it is absolutely going to be off its fucking head. Alright, thanks guys. See ya.